When Death Comes, a poem by Mary Oliver. When death comes, like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me, and then snaps the purse shut, when death comes like the measles-pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness. And therefore, I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility. And I think of each flower as common as a field daisy and as singular, and each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending as all music does toward silence, and each body a lion of courage and something precious for the earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life I was married to amazement. I was the bridegroom, taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I have made of my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world. And having received this poem, dear one who is behind the screen watching, take a moment to see what shifts inside of you as you have heard this poem, in what ways this poem touches your psyche, where does it poke you, or what stirs within you. This poem of Mary Oliver catapults us into confronting death itself, and into the burning questions, the trembling and precious questions that this confrontation brings. I consider death as one of the wildest things, one of the wildest beings, so elusive and wild, cannot be really tamed. It comes like a wild bear, as Mary Oliver says, as a hungry wild bear in autumn, and has this power to make us reflect back on how did we actually live this life. And Mary Oliver, on one hand, brings us in this cauldron, in this realm of burning and stirring questions, and at the same time brings us in front of the beautiful, wondrous simplicity of everything, as common and as unique as a field daisy. And maybe beyond all these opposites that Mary Oliver is bringing is the deepest thirst for life, the true hunger for life, that kind of life that brings Mary Oliver to this desire. I wish that when death comes, when it's over, I wish I am the bride married to amazement. So hopefully you feel the edginess of these two possibilities, the confrontation with the death and the wonderfulness of life. And from this point, allow me to share with you two invitations. So the first invitation is for you to wander, to go outdoors in wild places ideally, but could be also done even at your home, but ideally to wander in wild places that resemble death, that have the alchemy of death, that maybe are dark or symbolize death in your own way, and find yourself there next to this, confronted in a way with death, and perhaps allow these deepest questions to arrive to you, and maybe court and spend time with these questions, and journal around these questions. And if there is no question coming up, well, here is one that derives from this poetry of Mary Oliver. How do you long, desire? How are you dying to live your life? In what way are you longing to having lived your life when death comes? And another possibility, another invitation is again to open the door of your apartment and go out, ideally again in a wild place, but wherever you have access, it's still possible. And to look at the world with fresh eyes, to look at the world with curiosity, as Mary Oliver suggests in her poem, and to allow amazement to come, and maybe amazement to wed with you, and see life, and see your particular life through this possibility of being a wondrous creature on life, a precious being on earth, because you are. But allow yourself to live this possibility and to see through these eyes, through this perspective of curiosity and amazement.